Hello, and thank you for joining us for another PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsey Smith here with Saul, Bookman, and Espo. How you guys feeling tonight?
About
anything? Just in general?
Just like
what are
about
your
life?
Feelings?
You want to know what my feelings are right now?
Hello,
Lindsey, that's a deep question right now.
Friend. I don't feel good about Twitter with its new owner, but everything else I'm feeling great. So.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting to see how that platform changes. I'm feeling good tonight so far. I'm not tired yet, which is a positive.
It's only 6:30.
I'm feeling hungry.
Me too.
I am too. We should definitely order food tonight, but I might get tired after that. But I am excited because tonight the Suns take on the Pelicans, and obviously the last time these two teams saw each other was the first round of the playoffs last season. It was a super physical matchup the whole way through. A lot of trash talk back and forth. The fan bases were going at it. What stood out to you guys from that playoff series?
For me, it was just how much everybody underestimated how good the Pelicans were going to be on defense. Listen, Willie Green knew the plan. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to the Suns, and they executed it at a very high level, despite not having Zion Williamson. They bodied the Suns. They were physical with the Suns. And to be honest, they kind of gave the blueprint physically of what they should do to Chris Paul in future series. And they basically, obviously Chris Paul had 2 phenomenal games in that series, and he figured out some things because he's just that good of a talent. But it was pretty crazy how much they had grown in that series. Herb Jones came onto the national scene. Jose Alvarado became the new Pat Bev. Like, just all these things. Brandon Ingram all of a sudden looked like Kobe. Like, it was kind of crazy how things were playing out. But at the end of the day, CP3 and DeAndre Ayton were enough to carry the load.
Yeah, I remember FJ Crowder, like Fabio says in the chat. Now both fan bases feel that way, so that's a difference. Of unity. That's a difference. But look, I think people in this look back tend to forget Devin Booker was hurt in that series, and the Suns still won in 6 games. And as the sidebar says, is new rivalry? I'm not there, because when you look at it, the Suns have dominated the regular season between these teams recently. I think they've won 8 of their last 12. And they've scored on average, I think, 120 points. Now, people say, "Oh, CJ McCollum wasn't there." I get that, and I think the Pelicans are good, but I need to see it for more than a series where Devin Booker's hurt. Now, was it chippy? Sure, but Is Jose Alvarado going to play like that again? Are we going to see that? It was annoying. They were annoying more than anything.
Well, hold up. Now, the thing that Jose Alvarado did is repeatable. It was
energy.
It was defense. It was energy. Those are things that are repeatable. Shooting the lights out, and let's say he was averaging 30 points in the series. Yeah, that might not be repeatable because that's such an outlier. But that is who he is. He's a crafty, kind of in-your-face defensive guy, a nuisance, if you will. And Pat Bev doesn't have a lick of talent outside of the fact that he could trash talk and get in your grill and try to swipe at you and claim foul. And that's exactly what Jose Alvarado did. That's a repeatable thing.
I get that it is repeatable, but will he? It's great to know that, okay, you can be annoying on defense in a 6-game snapshot, but are you like that perpetually? Is he gonna become that next guy for Suns fans that literally you see him and you just get angry by the sight of him? If we're talking rivalry, I need it to get to that level where you're like, this guy is annoying as shit every time he steps on the court against his team.
I mean, we haven't seen him this year yet, so we'll wait to pull that card out. But
I think he could be.
I hate him already.
Absolutely could be.
I did not forget what happened in that 6-game series and how much I wanted to go on the court and kick him myself. I think a lot of Suns fans feel that way, and I think, listen, Jose Alvarado knows what he is. Like, and for him to stick in this league for as long as he wants to, he's going to have to play that role. And he will last quite a while if he plays that role. Pat Bev laid the blueprint. Pat Bev can't shoot for shit. Pat Bev can't do anything offensively. The only thing he can do, and I would even argue that Pat Bev isn't even that great of a defender, but he gets in your head. He gets in your space. He is a nuisance. And Jose Alvarado, to me, is much of the same.
I think Jose Alvarado may be more Sasa Vujacic than Pat Beverly, a guy that for a brief moment in time is annoying to Suns fan, but isn't perpetually annoying. He's not Mario Ellie. He's not Robert Horry. He's not Pat Bev. Maybe he's more Sasha Vujacic that, for a year he was annoying and kind of dropped off the face of the planet. These are the things you need for a rivalry. I need consistency with those kind of things.
I guess so, but beyond him in general, the big connection obviously is Willie Green.
Yeah, but he's not on the court. It's great that...
No, but it still creates a little extra heightened added layer of competition because you got to remember Willie was Chris Paul's teammate, so there's going to be a little bit of something there, even though they have love for each other off the team. But they play very similarly. The Suns know Willie. Willie knows the Suns. I feel like that alone creates a little bit of it.
Did you get fired up for Igor Kokoshkov and Jared Dudley on the Mavs coaching
But Willie
staff?
did more for this Suns team than Igor did. Let's be honest. Willie was one of the masterminds behind what turned this all around.
Did we forget Igor was on the coaching staff that fucking beat us in Game 7? So
that's fair.
I mean,
but nobody ever is penciling in the coach unless it's Greg Popovich. Yeah. That's the only coach you go, I find that guy annoying.
I don't really care about the coach. I will say this: both of those systems are similar, so they know the plays, they know exactly what's going on. I will also say, when you're looking at rivalry, you need to look at the players, age difference, who's at what point in their career, and I would say that the Pelicans, not only matchup-wise, match up very well against the Suns, but also in terms of youth, they match up very well against the Suns. They have some guys that are going to be in the league for the next 5, 8, 10 years.
In theory.
If they don't get hurt. Yeah, I mean, that's on paper, yes. I know these things aren't played on paper, but CJ McCollum's, he's a little bit up there.
CJ is our Chris Paul.
He's the older one for sure, but you have Brandon Ingram, still relatively young. You have Zion Williamson, who can't stay on the court, but still young. And then you have Herb Jones and guys like that. So I feel like, to me, they showed enough last year to be on the verge of being a rival. This year will go a long way in determining that, but we won't even fucking get to know because
everyone's hurt.
Yeah.
Literally everyone is hurt. I will say, to put a bow on it, I don't know that I would full-blown call them a rival just yet. I will say they, again, are, like you said, on the verge of becoming rivals.
They're the little brother.
Mm-hmm.
They need to become the peer of this team if they want to be a rival.
Yeah, we had a comment in the chat. Michael said, we beat Big Brother. Now it's time to beat up on Little Brother. So that's what tonight is. But as Saul mentioned, tonight is not the night that determines whether or not we're going to have a rivalry because basically half of the Pelicans roster is out.
What's the proper verbiage for this? Suck it up. I don't know, man. I'm so tired of. I just feel like these dudes are soft as shit.
Okay, some of them, yes, but Brandon Ingram has a concussion. You can't call him
play
soft
through it, bro.
for not playing through a concussion. Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, that's fine. But Brandon Ingram isn't missing half of whole seasons because they're out of shape and then they got hurt. You know what I mean? Fucking Zion. You're the most overrated player in the fucking NBA.
And it wasn't his fault either. So, I don't know. But let's look at the injury report. So, you got Kier Lewis Jr. out with a right knee. Dyson Daniels out with a left ankle sprain. Brandon Ingram out with a concussion. Herb Jones out with a right knee issue. Zion Williamson out with that right posterior hip issue. However, CJ McCollum and Jose Alvarado, who were questionable for today, are actually playing. So it makes it at least we get to see Jose Alvarado and see if he can be that pest on multiple occasions or not.
He better not. I want an easy one tonight. It's a Friday night. I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want to have spicy lips after this game where I'm angry about something. All right.
All I'm going to say for Jose is that if he was on our team, we would love what he did to us in the playoffs last year. And he clearly was able to get at least a little bit under Chris Paul's skin because Chris Paul 100% called him a hoe on purpose.
Oh,
when he said Alvarado hoe, like he did that on purpose. It was not an accidental mispronunciation.
He put another syllable in there.
I don't believe it. I totally believe that was on purpose.
When did hoe become the ultimate insult in the NBA?
I don't know, but I love it. I think it's hilarious.
No, it's still not the ultimate insult.
Well,
you call someone a B word.
Okay.
That's
the ultimate insult you can say on television.
Like a playful one. Yeah.
Is it a playful one?
I kind of think
You think Lil Wayne would say, "Hey, Luca, you a hoe" to his face?
Yeah, Lil Wayne would for sure.
Then he could slap the fuck out of the building.
It's Lil Wayne. He's not gonna. No one would slap Lil Wayne.
I feel like I'm taking Lil Wayne in a fight over Luca.
I would slap Lil Wayne if I turned the corner and saw him. He's so scary looking.
You are such a liar.
Oh, because
he's scary looking. He would scare the shit out of me. Like if it was dark in that tunnel, he was just like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey,
well,
hey."
If he called you a hoe, would you slap him?
No, you would not.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're like, "Can I record you saying that about me?"
You a hoe? I'm like, fuck you, Wheezy.
And then on the Sun side, the only injury to report is Ish Wainwright. He's still out with that low back pain. So
I wonder if
that.
Have you seen that TikTok where people act like they pull their hamstrings and then they get to the ground and then they
start twerking? Yeah.
I would be awesome if I saw Zion Williamson could run it out. He did that. He's like,
there was somebody in the WNBA that hit a game winner and did that this year. Like, I love that stuff.
That's fantastic. I must have missed that.
Did you see the guy on The Price is Right do that?
No.
He won a car and he ran over and then he was like, "Oh," and he pulled his hammy, quote unquote, and then he got to the ground and then he started twerking and the Price is Right girl just lost it. It was so funny.
Dude, if somebody on this Suns team, if somebody were to do that, who would you put your money on?
McHale.
Yeah. I feel like Jock would do it.
Who?
Jock doesn't have the rhythm
Jock would
to do that.
There's no way Jock would do that.
Well, it wouldn't be a good twerk, but it would be a funny one.
That's not even twerk. That's just I just shook. That's all that was. It would be either McHale or it would be DA, depending on what DA's mood would be.
I could see Ish Wainwright doing it on the sideline.
I could see Campaign doing it too.
Oh,
Campaign's actually a pretty good one.
Campaign,
because he's goofy like that.
Maybe if we ever talk to Jock again, we should see if he would just do it in a blowout.
We should
challenge him.
Coach blows the whistle, says, "Jock, you need to come out." And Jock is like running over there. He acts like he pulls the string.
I wonder if Monty would be mad at him for doing something like that. But I think that would be so funny. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, those are the injuries for tonight's game. So in theory, this could be a pretty lopsided game. So how you guys feeling about it? Who you got and by how much?
It was the same way the other night against the Mavs and they beat the Mavs. But I do agree. I think the Suns will win by double digits. I have them by 10.
Yeah, I have them by 8. You know, I feel pretty confident, but this is the kind of game that can wind up being a trap game.
Yeah.
Just because you're like, oh, when you see it on the schedule to start, you circle it and you go, oh, we're taking that team on again. And then there's not the guys, no Ingram, no Zion. And you're like, okay, so they got to stay focused. No letdown.
I don't see this team having trap games, really. The only time I could see a trap game is if they had another opponent that was like superior on the schedule next, but the fucking Rockets are coming in next. They're not worried about that shit.
You mean game 7s are the only trap games for this team?
Oh, no. I have Suns by 11. I think it's going to be not necessarily an easy game.
Such a one-upper.
But an easier
She was like,
literally, one.
If I would have picked 9, she definitely would have picked 10.
Maybe.
7, 8, 10, 11.
Yeah, 7, 8, 10, 11. Gerald's got Suns by 7. So we are all in agreement that the Suns should win this game by at least a decent amount. It should not come down to the wire. Fabio in the chat thinks Suns by 6. Eli thinks Suns by 12. Espo, what do our friends over the DraftKings Sportsbook app think?
The friends over the DraftKings Sportsbook app are looking at a 7.5-point favorite for the Suns tonight. So they're seeing this as a pretty easy one as well. And I think they're starting to get a feel for this season. We saw early on it was a lot of 1.5, which is that they're basicly punting on that. They're like, yeah, we don't know. 1.5.
They're like, your guys' guess is as good as ours.
Yeah,
All right. Are you putting money down on the DraftKings Sportsbook app tonight? And if so, what crazy bets are you making?
I'm not making any crazy bets. I got
Nothing
a pretty
crazy?
standard one. I think Chris Paul will he'll see the Pelicans and be like, oh yeah, remember when I went 14-14? That was fun. Let's do that again. Except he won't go 14-14. He'll just have 14 points or more.
I'm going back to my old ways. First field goal, Mikal Bridges, plus 800.
I like that.
I like to see a slash by Mikal. We're going to get an easy bucket.
I'm kind of surprised with Mikal because didn't DA have the first bucket the last 2 games?
The Bridges bet blast.
Oh, okay.
Leave it to the professionals. Saul, all right?
What you got? You got anything?
Not right now.
Not off the top of your
I got very thrown off.
Leave it to the
with that
professionals.
one.
I ain't got nothing.
I have Devin Booker over 2.5 threes tonight at a plus 100. I don't know. I just feel like Devin's been shooting the lights out. So why not take the over on the threes?
I got one. Bridges Bet Brigade. There we go.
Okay. All right. It just you just needed like 30 seconds.
It's natural.
Your brain just had to catch up. And Gerald has birds are government spies minus 45,000. I mean, to be fair, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No,
have you
not.
ever seen a baby
Because
pigeon?
they don't exist.
I'm just
They
saying.
just come fully formed when they're out of the egg.
No, because
Have
they're
you seen
government
one?
spies, Saul. They're
Oh my
cameras.
Okay, first of all,
Birds aren't real.
we're not going down this path where we start doing actual conspiracy theories. Because
But you put it up there.
Because I didn't put that shit up there.
We put it up
I didn't
there.
put that shit up there. Because we have a lot of fucking nuts in this world that would actually look at that and listen to it and believe it. And I know that that's an actual conspiracy
Okay, I
theory
was like, you've
that
never
people
heard this
believe.
one, right?
Like, Jesus.
Okay, but the question that they always ask is, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? And it's a great question because I have never seen a
We have
baby
Google.
pigeon.
Can I just say this? They don't need birds as spies.
I'm
This
right?
thing can track you everywhere you go and listen if they want.
Jay at me already, Saul.
I still think it's one of my favorite conspiracy theories because it's so funny. I find it so hilarious.
Well, then you haven't watched the latest Tinfoil Hat Club because I think that'll become your new favorite conspiracy theory. Check our YouTube page. It just went up. So enjoy
Ooh,
that.
how exciting. What
That's
a
called self-promotion.
tease.
So.
What a tease. Elizabeth said, oh no, Emma infected Lindsey with this conspiracy theory. Crying emoji.
Okay, no, because I knew that Lindsey would get a kick out of it, because Lindsey and I are kind of the same when it comes to, like, spooky things like that.
Oh, my God.
I just find conspiracy theories like they're fun
They
content.
should be fun content.
To me, they're fun content. I understand that. To certain
They should be
portions
fun.
of the world,
when
they
you
get a little
hear one,
outrageous.
you should be like, oh my God, that is the most outrageous thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard. But the shit that we have heard in the last fucking 7 years, I'm done with conspiracy theories because people are like, yeah, fuck them kids. They are bots for the freaking Russian government. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I literally saw the baby come out of the womb. What are you talking about? Like,
Okay, Zenith and Josh are letting you people know they are in the nest until they're fully grown. They don't leave the nest. They're fed.
Do they?
in
No,
there.
For
that's
real?
not-
For real? That's what
No.
pigeons do?
Yeah, it is. It's true.
what do you mean, no? What would you say
The
then,
government
Emma?
just texted me, and that's what we're supposed to go with. So we'll go with it.
Isaiah Chavez says, I've seen baby pigeons before.
Well,
Yeah, on the
I guess
internet.
I need to get out of the house more. That's the lesson we can all take from this.
The real question is, does anybody really want to see a baby pigeon? I don't like seeing full-grown pigeons.
Okay,
Why do I
but-
want to see a baby one?
But the brown pigeons, when you ever catch a brown and white pigeon, are cute as
First
hell.
of all, why the fuck
Cute as
are you
hell.
catching pigeons?
No,
Lindsay?
like catches and like
What are you
catch
doing?
to be able to see,
Oh,
not
oh my
catch
God.
it literally.
you haven't had
Now,
her pigeon
don't-
stew?
Don't
It's
tell,
fantastic.
don't tell me you didn't immediately imagine her at the
Lindsay
park
chasing and catching
trying to catch a
bird.
fucking
Have you
pigeon.
seen those videos of people trying to chase like geese and stuff, and they get attacked by them?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
that's
no.
what went through my mind right there.
Lindsay's too cheap to buy cat food. She just catches birds.
Here you go, guys. It's all natural.
Oh my gosh. She snatches them up with her
Okay.
beanie. Got one. Got it.
Speaking of weird things on the internet, did you guys see this video of Charles Barkley talking about eating a bunch of donuts
I'm so
over the
hungry
day?
right now.
It was so great. Let's watch it.
Did I tell you today that I had the 12 donuts and I broke it up into 3 meals? It was one Sunday morning. I said, I just want some Krispy Kreme. So I ordered a dozen. And I says, I'm going to break it up into 3 meals. That's all I ate that whole day. I had some restraint. I ate some about 9 o'clock in the morning. I ate some about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I ate about 7 o'clock at night. It was a great meal day.
And you're very proud of that.
I am proud of that. I could have ate them all in one sitting, because I told you, boy.
I've seen you do that.
When that hot sign on, whoo, your car just going to that little hot sign. That hot sign is dangerous.
All right, I've got like 5 questions. 1, do you believe you didn't eat them all in one sitting? Because I don't.
4 can be a little filling. Like, I've tried to eat more than 2, and it just ain't happening.
I could eat a whole dozen.
In one sitting?
Krispy Kremes?
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Krispy
like
Kremes?
Krispy Kremes aren't as thick as like a cake type donut. They're really
very
light and
thick.
airy.
I mean, I don't think I'm breaking any news that I could do that. I think it's pretty obvious.
And just
That glaze, though.
Yes. The amount of times Chuck has talked about like churros and all this food and things he eats, like I call BS that he spaced it out over 3 meals.
Come on.
Oh,
The
man.
man can have some willpower.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
3 should be enough until you go to until the next meal.
Listen, I will say this. Krispy Kremes are goated.
When they're
When
warm.
they're freaking hot off the press. Oh, my
Mhm.
God.
I think if you got them hot, you can definitely finish a whole 12-pack just because, like, they melt in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
So I genuinely, like, it's up in the air on that one.
we're focusing on the wrong thing. Charles Barkley is the GOAT. This man went, I used to be a high-performance athlete, and now I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to eat Krispy Kreme for every meal for a day. This man is more of a Hall of Famer in life than he is in basketball.
Oh, my
He's
God.
living
Thunderous.
his best
You have
life.
had so many crazy takes today. This is the worst one. Oh, my gosh.
Listen, so Sundar says they're mid AF.
They're not. I've had every donut. I've had Voodoo Donuts. I've had Hertz Donuts, and I love Hertz Donuts. Don't get me wrong. But nothing, and I mean nothing, beats the warm, tasty donut from Krispy Kreme.
Eli asked, have you ever seen a baby
I have
Krispy
not.
Kreme?
I have not, Eli. I have not.
Sunderst and I are going to fight.
I feel I kind of understand what Sunderst is saying though, because it depends on the type of donut that's your go-to. I like cake donuts way more than I like what Krispy Kreme donuts are made out of, which I don't know what those are considered. But if I'm picking a donut, I'm going to do a cake donut every single time over another donut. And that's why I would say they're mid, because they only offer one donut.
But you also like pumpkin pie, so who gives a shit?
Okay,
I said pumpkin pie was okay. It's not my top.
I thought you said you loved it.
No, it's just okay.
Look,
I thought you were like, it's corn.
There is nothing as good as a fresh Krispy Kreme off that line, hot with the glaze. Like Chuck's saying, when that light's on, you got to get your ass over there.
Yep.
That's when they're good. Their other donuts, they're powdered, they're filled, are mid. I'm not a huge a fan of those, but those.
You immediately lost Sunderist Dunks. Apple fritters, the GOAT.
Oh
no!
Do not hate on an apple fritter.
No! Oh my! The apple fritters are good, but they're not the GOAT.
No, but I mean, apple fritters. If you get the right one, they are
That
spectacular.
glaze, baby. Put it all in my mouth. I want it all.
All
So,
right.
can I piss you off real quick?
Sure.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Krispy Kreme, but I have a reason.
Shocker! You look like you're not a big fan of Krispy Kreme. You're like 50 pounds.
115, okay? I worked hard. I worked hard for those pounds, okay?
If you ate 2 Krispy Kremes, you'd almost double that.
No, I have a vendetta against Krispy Kreme. I'm not a fan. I don't
Okay.
ever want to go
What
there.
is your go-to?
Have you ever had like rainbow donuts before?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I like those, and then I'm with Lindsay. I genuinely really like a cake donut.
Why not just have cake then?
Because it's
Because
different.
it's
like
not
it's like
cake.
it's like a sour cream donut.
It's just the style of
Those
donut.
are like, or like old fashions. I like those.
Jose
a lot.
gets it. Peach cobbler over apples any day. Yes. Thank you.
Anyway.
Well, since we're talking about New Orleans, nothing like a beignet.
Oh, don't even get me
I
started.
love
We
me
already
some
did that.
All the
beignets.
way
Beignets
there.
are fucking fire.
We
Also,
already
I had a
did
beignet for the
that.
first time after we had talked about it. and
You'd
you said,
never had them before?
I never had them from Cafe Du Monde.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Cafe Du Monde. Holy shit.
Life-changing.
What do you mean they weren't good?
I didn't say they weren't good. I just said they're overrated.
Oh, they were not overrated.
No. That's all.
That is a religious experience to go to Café du Monde.
Debatable. Anyway, if you guys could have the same thing over all day, every single meal, what would you have?
Ooh.
If you could pull a Chuck and eat the same food all 3 meals, what would you eat?
It would probably be like a really, really good, crispy, sweet, hot chicken wing.
Okay. So like a honey hot?
Something.
So like a mix of
the
spice
with
a little bit of sweet.
That
and
skin,
nice
it's got to be crispy and crackly, and you just got to...
Honestly, chicken wings that aren't a little crispy aren't as good.
No.
Like they're kind of gross at times.
No, yeah.
Like when it's a little fatty on the outside, it's just like...
It's super gross.
This is probably going to surprise, but a good bowl of Cheerios. I could do that for every meal. You know, sometimes with sugar, sometimes without. Like
you mean like the plain shit?
The plain Cheerios.
Yeah, no, I feel like I would want something with it. I really don't know. I think it just depends on the day, but I feel like pasta. Like Sam said some type of pasta, and Eli said chicken parm. I feel like I could do pasta a lot. I love pasta.
Jay's usually my man, but he says chicken sandwich with no pickles.
You gotta have pickles.
Get out of here with that.
How do you not have pickles on your chicken sandwich?
What?
Oh my god!
And Sunders calls me 80 for saying Cheerios. I didn't say bran. I didn't say raisin bran.
Pretty close.
Aren't Cheerios like good for your heart or something?
Yeah.
Or like
have you seen me? I need everything that's good for my heart.
It kind of feels like something somebody from an old folks home would pick.
Oh no!
Hey, you have a list of these items to choose. Which one would you like? Oh, I'll take the Cheerios.
I'm not some old dude sitting in Kalamazoo eating bran.
Cheerios with no flavor on it. Of course you are.
I said you can add sugar. You can do different things with a bowl of Cheerios.
But you know what a good bowl of cereal that's like an old person cereal is really good though?
Raisin bran?
The grape nuts.
Oh.
I mess with that cereal.
That is a mid-take.
Not all the time. I rarely eat it, but every once in a while, it's just a solid old person bowl of cereal, and I mess with it.
Awful because they hurt your teeth. It's like you're chewing on rocks.
So you're telling me you go down, you're in the grocery store, you're in the cereal section, and that catches your eye out of everything?
Every once in a while, I get a craving for it. Yeah.
No, look, I'm not saying that Cheerios is my favorite cereal, but if I have to eat something for every meal,
don't you dare, Saul. Don't you dare. Icon, be better. This is a family-friendly show.
Sunder is saying life cereal. That's a good call.
Cinnamon Life is the shit.
Cinnamon Life?
Cinnamon Life.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Damn it, Icon.
I think we need to go now.
We are
getting
show
way
at least
too
once.
off the rails.
Oh my goodness.
Damn girthlings. Come on.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us up until tip-off. We hope you enjoy the game. Don't forget to meet us back here after it wraps up. Okay, bye.
PHNX. Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control.